Today we are playing the Stanley Parable for the first time, and this is a game that I had gifted to me by my friend, and I've had it for a really long time, but I've never taken the time to play it. So I am going to play it today and see how that goes. We'll see. I know this game has like a big following. And we're going to find out why. It's got to load though.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Can I click on things? I'm just clicking just to see if it does anything. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks.
Wait.
Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Are you kidding me? I guess we're clicking for 20.
I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort
50
for a noble
clicks.
cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
I mean, we have to do it for the achievement, obviously.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Are you serious? Well, now I don't want to. Nope. I'm gonna check out other stuff. Now you've made it not fun. Okay, just like... Who farted? It was me. I farted. computers are pretty dope, though. Oh, did I turn it? I turned it off. Okay. Yeah, this is like being in the office on my day off, on the weekend. Can I? Okay, can't do anything there. Okay. Listen, dog farts are nasty. They're very nasty. Oh, I turned that one off. Be my Valentine. Okay. I can't read anything. What's this? Can I zoom? I can't zoom in. Okay. All right. Who farted again? Classic. Can I go into any of these? No. Okay. So far, it's just a very streamlined.
Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office because he doesn't pick up well on cues from his environment.
Okay. All right. I like this game. I like the vibes. So we have 25 clicks on 417. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15,
Ooh,
16.
Great! Now, go click a few times on door 437.
I hate Mondays. Wait, what door did he say? 437? Is that what he said? 436. Okay, a few times. This is usually 3. 1, 2,
Excellent!
3.
I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
10 clicks on 415. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Now,
8.
back to door number 437.
Okay, okay. Feel like I'm gonna get trolled again. Am I gonna be rewarded for this?
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
Okay. Copy
All right,
machine.
back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Okay, back to 417.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
What?
Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
416. Listen, I don't know what's going on, Mac. I understand that it's not, I understand that this does not seem productive, but maybe this is how you beat the game. Maybe this is how you speedrun a Stanley Parable by clicking on doors.
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
Okay, I'm gonna go to the copy machine, which is over here.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430!
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes!
I got an
We did it!
achievement!
Oh, wow. That felt amazing.
Oh, you
Oh,
ass.
You really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
It gave me the achievement that I clicked door 430 5 times. That was the achievement that I just unlocked. Hi, Wonga Bongo. Welcome in and good morning. Yeah, this game is already trolling me. And bro, I did... Hold on. Got that morning voice. Hey guys. Bro, I did not look up what this game is about because I wanted to do a really blind playthrough, so I can't really tell you what it's about. I just know that it's a story game. And that what I do matters. Or affects the way the game goes.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Okay, so we have some choices here. I could go left. Or I could go right. What direction should I go? Do I start a poll? How do I start a poll? Can I start a poll from my phone? I don't think I can start a poll from my phone. We got one for left. To the left. To the left. Left or right? Which direction do we go in? Seems like a you choice. Well, for me, I don't typically go left. I usually go right. Bro's saying left. I normally go right. Narrator said left. Max says right. So we got two voids. Troll the troll. Right. Sorry, bro. We're gonna go right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Right is better than left. You know, that's kind of a pretty strong opinion there. I think rights and lefts are all okay. Okay, I'm still gonna click on every door to see like if there's anything cool going on.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
I love these, like, stock photos. Great.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Okay, they put a lot of work into this, and this is amazing. I like this. What do we got?
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
That's mean. This game's mean.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Well, now I kind of want to just stand in here. Let's see what happens. Now that it's calling me out for standing in this room. Like I could leave. Or I can stay in here and troll the troll. I like this game. This is fun. Thanks, Mac. Thanks for handling the predictions. All right, we'll keep going.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
So clicking on every door. Okay, so again, we're faced with a choice of going left or going straight. You can go left, which is where the narrator wants us to go. Or we can go straight against what the narrator wants. We do straight or left. It is a choose your own adventure. But I'm involving you. Or, potentially, we do this playthrough doing everything the opposite of what the narrator tells us to do. That's an option. Straight, okay.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do not lie. If you're lying right now, stop. Okay, going this way. Okay, I'm on top of something. Okay. Do not jump from the cargo lift while it's in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
If I jumped, it would kill me.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
I'm gonna go that way.
About. Please. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Hey, young ocean, welcome in. Danger. Danger everywhere. Warning, do not stand on this side of fence. Okay, we're gonna get another option
carefully,
here.
This is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
I'm not even gonna poll. We're gonna forget the polling. I'm gonna play this as chaotically as possible. So we are gonna go through the blue door.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
No. I did not.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Oh, look, a blue door. Blue door.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
I am gonna take this for a spin. Ceiling light. Oh, wall.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback
I'm gonna
here.
be annoying and do...
Oh, of course. A 3. Really? Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion, you know? Any level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings. Does that sound good? Think we can do that? Yes? Wonderful. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Okay. So go back in.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Leaderboards? No.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
What is this
Perfect.
game?
Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move it to the right, and if it reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Okay.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here?
Oh, darkness, welcome in. Did you bring some breakfast with you?
This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
What? Oh,
well, Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough?
I can't jump.
Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will go.
This was just a ruse to get me
No,
back into
here.
Minecraft.
And then. Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. Ah, but you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable. Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
I can't get out. There you go. Oh, it's gonna play Minecraft music now. What in the world?
It looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
What is happening?
Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one.
Oh, what is it going to make me play?
Okay, new game.
Try to take fall damage. It wouldn't let me. I don't think it would let me. Maybe. I can see why I would need to do more than one playthrough. Wait.
Yes!
No.
I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped
Not
in a
Portal.
glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be?
I never
can't
finished
figure
Portal.
it out.
It was too hard.
Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
Oh my god, is it gonna give me Portal physics? Yeah, okay. Let me out. Let me out. Let me out. I can't get out. Oh. Hey, I'm bad at puzzle games, okay? It was hard.
Oh, it's
A
a
beep.
puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
I feel insulted.
Genius.
Yeah, puzzles my forte.
No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games.
And just go, whee! Oh. Oh. Yeah, I'm back in a office. Now it's kind of spooky. There. Okay. Yeah, this is like some sort of backrooms game. Oh, there's a light. Okay. A light that led me to nothing. Okay.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to say. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am.
It's really helpful.
That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon.
Am I
Very
dying?
soon.
Am I dying?
Wait.
Can't do anything? Oh, okay. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
I
Perhaps
didn't
he
see
had
what it
simply
said. What did it
missed a
say
memo.
behind the loading thing? Ah, yes. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his
I'm
left.
still gonna do this.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly
Still gonna
well.
do left.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Still gonna scoot past the
Wow.
lounge.
Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Then I'm gonna continue to go straight.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years
And
ago.
then I'm gonna go here, and I'm not gonna jump.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing.
Now at this point I could jump
Someone you've been
again
neglecting, Stanley.
and take the correct
Someone
door.
you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley.
For
Your
her?
chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let
Who's her?
back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who's her?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Okay.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
What? Press E on keyboard.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Press L.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Okay.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth.
What?
The thought excited him terribly.
Press M to spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Press M to
As he
prepare dinner.
wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Wait a minute.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Press J to tell your wife you love her.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Welcome in, Christical. It was meant to be a personal attack. Also, good morning. 6 to go
And
to
I'm
sleep.
trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Press X to be at work in the morning. Okay, I'm trying to listen to you, narrator. I'm not pushing the button. Instead, I'm going to take a big bite of creme brulee Cheesecake Factory pudding. Press a different button? Okay. It's very good. Got it from Aldi. I don't know if it'll move on from this point. I think it's forcing me to not listen. Which I don't like, because it's like, I don't have a choice. Like, how long do I wait it out? I love Aldi so much. I'm drinking an Aldi brand energy drink right now. It's called Red Thunder. I'm just waiting to see if it's gonna do anything. I'm like the most impatient person ever. So this is actually hard for me. Oh, you're located in Poland. That's awesome. What time is it in Poland right now? Red Thunder and the Shifty Shafts over here. All right.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Press J to question
I suppose
nothing.
I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Please die.
Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Oh. Okay. Okay. I know what I want to do.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I'm still
Stanley
gonna not
decided to go to
listen.
the
I'm
meeting
gonna
room.
jump off the
Perhaps
conveyor
he had
belt.
simply missed a memo.
And I'm gonna take the door that he wants me to take. Not
When
the store.
Stanley came to a set of
We're gonna
two
keep doing
open,
this.
was
We're-
not the correct
we're
way
gonna
to the
keep doing
meeting
this
room,
move.
and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired.
Well,
years
another
ago.
option is to just yeet myself off, which I'm allowed to do.
But
I
in his
died.
eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Okay. Okay.
All of
Fall
his
damage.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep doing
When
this
Stanley
number.
came to a set of two open. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Because
and
there's still
Stanley
another
knew it
branch I
perfectly
want to
well.
explore.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay, we're gonna do it.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I want it to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you. What do we want? What are we looking for?
What is this?
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
What the hell?
No, wait. Where are you going? Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Oh. This is getting a little dark.
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
I feel like the Minecraft villager that yeeted himself into fire. Do it, Max says, do it. Yeet. What if I went back to the pretty? What if I did that? Do you think he would acknowledge that I didn't jump? What if I wasn't so... What if I wasn't so obvious? Do it. Palpatine. Like, what if I... Is there something different out here?
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
So it wants me to just sit here forever? I should go and yeet? Okay.
No! What do we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here.
I'm not high enough for
You
this.
heard me before, didn't you? You will die! What about this isn't getting through to you?
I didn't realize I was playing such a dark game. Yeet.
No! Oh, thank God you lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, no, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this? Stanley, let's go back to the other room.
I have to keep jumping?
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly? Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Backwards this time?
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
It was very dark.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
This is the meeting room door.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. Meeting room. Is there anything goofy on here? We're broke Wednesdays. Boss inspection. Ideas and development. What to do about 432. Don't tell 432 about my meeting. Weekly review. Pranking floors meeting. Nice. Okay. What do we got over here? Tomorrow, complete today's unfinished agenda items. Write next day's agenda. Reflect. Jim. The future was yesterday, tomorrow is now. Targets. Push for funding for R&D of new coffee machine. Get Chris out of the bathroom closet. Ongoing. Synergize papers. Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the paper guy, synergizing guy. Who moved my desk? Please keep targets on topic of a blurry. Okay. Okay, we got one over here. I'll get to the PowerPoint presentation here in a minute. Quarterly post-review review. We need less reviews. 402 and 405 want to get rid of the death sport portion in the primary review schedule. But I think that's a stupid idea. More water coolers, more water cooler heaters. Charts need to be more hip to appeal to teenage demographic. Find teenagers to put in teenager demographic. Big net, some sort of child trap. Work harder, hard worker. A lot of percent. Teenagers, size of demographic, space between the teenagers. Throw something in the ideas bin. No more bin, trash cans. Renaming of the idea bin. Firing of me. Ideas bin. What do people want? Things. Money. More money. Things, but with money to buy more things. Graphs. Graphs about things and money. We have our new product. Mike James, you're fired. The stock market is somewhere here. Colored in segment stripes. Requires more secondary research. What is hot? Profits. Okay. What are your dreams of the future for the future? Talk radio, nature, success, transcend, lunch. Oh. Tips for not getting fired. Talk less. Do unbelievably amazing work all the time, every day, with no expectation of promotion or recognition. Don't get fired. How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside of you. Take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers for not supporting you more. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header and throw some bevel on all the text. This will ensure a calm and safe work environment. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Number of slides on this slide. Slides, charts, charts, and slides. Rate at which charts on the same slide depict the same information. Rate of increase in graphs per slide. Please, no more charts. Please, no, I'm begging. Stop. The Boss Appreciation Minute. On your Boss Appreciation Minute worksheet, circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Fill out the triplicate and return to your Boss Appreciation Specialist. Solving interpersonal conflict. If you ever find yourself in conflict with another diligent employee like yourself, but more inclined toward conflict, unless you're the kind of person who initiates conflict, why did we hire you? Ah! Pollution. Spring break. Clear skin. Metamorphosis. Comatose. Talk radio. Alright. To do. Synergize core value expenditures. Shift global market something. Monetize free to play. Help, I'm a post-it. Broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Oh, well, you know what you have to do. We have to continue to hang out in here.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
I shut the door, I think, maybe.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning. Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
What?
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Now what? Now it's going to assume I'm a different person.
Second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any... You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Alright. Trolled him enough.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Walking downstairs.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. all of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. "I'm dreaming!" he yelled. "This is all a dream." Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, And in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Yeah, I've killed him several times, apparently. Okay, so now we have to go up the stairs to our boss. That Cheesecake Factory pudding is so good, Mac. You are missing out by not
All of his
eating pudding.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm just impressed with all of the voice acting. Like, the amount of lines that they did for this is wild to me. Wait. Yeah.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Got our meeting room.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Executive bathroom? Okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay. Spooky.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control.
Welcome in, welcome in. Hi, Classy. How was the rest of your stream? And congrats again on becoming an affiliate. Thank you so much for coming in. And as always, you switched over to Paper Mario. Nice. How was Paper Mario? Did you have a good time? And your emotes are very fun. Well, now we're kind of stuck with two options here. Mind control facility or escape. I'm gonna go with mind control facility. It's really fun. I'm really enjoying this game. I like the amount of effort that was put into it.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Fired. Fired.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent
What
his
the
entire
frick?
life utterly blind to the world?
Hi, Peanut. Yeah, breakfast hot dog.
But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
How? How? I'll just hit buttons. I don't understand. Okay, so there's an order, so there's... Right? Or is this just like a... Or am I getting trolled again? So... 1, 2... 3... 4... 5. Okay, that didn't do anything.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
What if I didn't? What if I left it on?
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your coworkers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here.
What
Just you
the
being
frick?
blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
Okay. We know what to do.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm getting all the alt endings out of the way real quick. The existential dread in this game is bugging me out. Yeah. Hits a little close to home,
When
doesn't it?
Stanley came to a set of 2 open
Left
doors,
door.
he entered the door on his left.
We're gonna go up the stairs.
Yet there was not a single
Through the
person
meeting
here
room.
either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked
Up the
upstairs to
stairs.
his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation.
Wait, five,
But his
four.
attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret
You're close.
that lay
Wait.
buried below
4,
his feet.
5.
And so the boss had assigned it an Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Oh no.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
You see that there was a hole there? I wonder if I could fall into that hole. Next run, I'll see if I can fall into that hole. Just out of curiosity, because this game is crazy.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
This?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place
Television
hold?
screens.
Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe.
You have
It
no
couldn't
audio?
be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's
It's you.
control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Am I 247? No.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this...
Off. Did that end the game?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Is this winning?
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Aww. I beat the game. I got the achievement that I beat the game. Okay, cool. So we got the good ending.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
Yeah, that was new narration.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Like I said, I'm pretty certain there's like a hole here.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
Okay. Very sassy. Cue surprise. It's just sassing me now.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death. As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
What?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
What?
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Stanley's computer. Office layout. Corridor. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in a good time. Okay. Filing cabinets. Office computers. Got solitaire. Oh. Got... Let me downloading something. Employee database. Can I change something? I don't know if I can change anything. Is it doors? Button sounds. A selection of sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. Got our credits. Maintenance room, an early version of the maintenance room. Got the copy machine. These are screenshots of the Stanley Parable HD remix. More endings, fewer endings, more narrators, fewer narrators, more Stanley, less Stanley. The point of the Stanley Parable HD remix is to win. Am I going crazy? Maybe it isn't the same image. Was that clock there before? I don't remember. How do I go back? Can you check for me? The point of the Stanley Parable HD remix is to lose. Larger can't see the images because of this text. If someone could just get rid of the text, maybe then I could see what the game is about. Words. Green light. In September 2012, we submitted the Stanley Parable to Greenlight, Valve's process of approving games for Steam. The Greenlight page had only a series of cryptic photos, which were still enough to win the community's approval. Warzone. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that this was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Narrator emails. Okay. After the second trailer was sent out, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use these in further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection of those emails. Dear narrator, will the Stanley Parable have infinite quests? How many endings? If the Stanley Parable... Fuck, okay. How do you stay in shape? Sincerely, Michael the Rock Martin. Will the game feature capybaras? Partner, I'm Anthony Elias, business broker. Please partner with me in a very rewarding business venture. Details will be sent to you if you are interested. Treat as important, not spam. I want to tell you I like the Stanley Parable as much as I like seeing a humorously small badger in swim trunks. Indeed, I like it as much as I like walking in the park, watching the sunset, and dare say, pushing buttons. How do you type with boxing gloves on? Strong bad! How is the game going? I hope it's good or better than the first one from a cool man. Well, the thing I want to know is, what would you do if Stanley entered any other rooms? Will playing the Stanley Parable help me make friends? I don't have any friends. Please, I'd like you to keep this proposal as top secret and delete it if you are not interested, and get back to me if you're not interested in details regarding the transfer of $24,000. This money initially belongs to the Libyan mother... How is the game going? I hope this is good or better than the first one. From a cool man. Can't pause it. These are goofy. So if you want to read all of it, you'll have to pause it yourself. What do the lights in the control room do? Do I really want to know? I appreciate the previous Stanley game as a work of art and standalone title. I appreciate the credit given to art, which is why I'm eager to see the sequel, prequel, standalone companion game, because art needs a good censoring. Were you born with a magnificent voice, or did you bargain with a magician to receive it? What is Stanley's last name? There's a skeleton inside of you. There are more skeletons in this world than humans. Thanks and goodbye. The Lounge. An early version of the Lounge. The cargo lift. This second version is functionally the same as what's in the final game, but we wanted it to look more like a place where cargo was actually stored. The cargo lift. The cargo lift was always intended to offer the choice of staying on or jumping to a different path. However, after this early version, we decided we also wanted the option of the player falling to their death. The apartment timer. In the previous version of the choice leading to the apartment ending, a timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. The game is now paused. Escape menu. For a long time, we had an ending that only ended when the player restarted from the escape menu. Unfortunately, very few players realized this. This was what they were supposed to do, which was frustrating for everyone. Zending. This screenshot depicts an early version of the ending known as the Zending, which was eventually cut and merged with another part of the game. Zending model. The Zending went through many iterations. This room represents the 4th version of the ending, and we thought it was complete but decided to abandon and change it again shortly before launch. Zending levers. These levers were originally a part of the Zending. The player would pull a lever and the narrator would describe what color lever they had pulled. Okay. Trailers. We ran 4 major teaser trailers over the course of the game's development, each meant to convey something about the spirit of this game. This is the first one, released in May of 2012. It features a series of broken rooms and the voice of the narrator informing viewers that he is preparing a new version of the Stanley Parable. There's no audio. There's no audio. Okay. It's okay. Countdown desk. One of the desks from an early version of the Countdown ending. Freedom ending. This is the Freedom ending as it existed in beta. Countdown room, an early version of the Countdown room. Monitor room elevator. For a time, the elevator in the monitor room could go up or down with the Freedom above and Countdown below. We abandoned this when players found it too difficult to remember what was up and what was down and placed the 2 endings together instead. Game design mockup. This is the level that William, the level designer, sent Davey, the writer, as a kind of audition piece. The strength of this level got William hired to design the full game. Though much of the environment has changed, the basic layout from this mockup is still in. Stanley's office. From left to right, the evolution of Stanley's office over time. The first was created in November of 2011, the second in 2012, and the third in 2013. So they're like pretty similar. Okay. Thank you so much, Jade. I appreciate that. So I think we've looked at everything. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, maybe we haven't looked at these things yet. Office clock. Okay, we did look at those credits. Boss's office. Screens from the development of the boss's office. Okay. Employee lounge. Underground. Did I hear some talking? An early version of the underground portion of the game. I thought I heard talking. Oh, narration outtakes. Kevin Brighting, the voice of the narrator, recorded dialogue for the entire game at roughly 3 separate times over the 2 years of development. These are clips from early takes that were not used in the game.
Now look closely, Stanley. See how it's impossible for the player to do anything in this room. Perfect example of poor level design. Textbook mistake. It's the kind of thing you pick up on intuitively if you had even the most fundamental understanding of good and bad game design. But of course, you being you, you're probably spending.
There are no outtakes. Yeah, I feel like there are not any outtakes. Okay, so exit. Stanley Parable.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. how they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as
So I can hit begin the game again.
you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't.
Interesting. So I could let it crush me now, or I can click begin the game again. Too late. So I want to...
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
I have a... Oh. I have something else I want to check.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
That's a new line of dialogue we haven't gotten before.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps
want to
we've
not
gotten
answer
off on
the phone
wrong
when it
foot
rings.
here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself.
Yes, I did
to put
enter
your
the blue
work
doors.
aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Okay, I'm not going to answer the
That's
phone.
her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
I'm not going to do it. Can I unplug it?
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double-check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything.
No,
I don't
that's not what
understand.
happens.
How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Okay.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
What? Practice. Okay.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
What the hell?
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please. Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
This is the first time we're being forced to go backwards.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So what if I don't?
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late. Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
No. No. Oh, it scared me. Now it's horrible.
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I did it again.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
He won't let me in the broom closet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his
won't let me go down.
Office.
It's removed all my choices. There's no longer a bathroom here? Okay.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up. But now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
I am an expensive boss. Shark 115. I don't know.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115. Night Shark 115.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise...
How do I do that? I don't have extras. Achievement unlocked. Keyboard and mouse. Raw mouse input. Acceleration amount. What the frick does that mean? Raw mouse input?
We can't get on with the story. This is a crucial
I
step.
don't understand. Thank you so much for the host. Have a good night.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect.
Listen, I don't know how to do it.
Respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
Pee pee poo poo. Oh,
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
what?
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
What the hell
I
is
need you
this?
to walk through the door. Are you listening to me?
Thank you for playing the Stanley Parable.
Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
I think that's the whole game. I feel like I don't know if there's any more. It's not saying anything now.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Oh, okay.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Well, I think that's probably the end of the game. I feel like we have done all of the choices. I'll have to do some research just to verify that we've gotten all the endings. I think we have gotten all the endings, though. I could be totally wrong. There could be more going on that I've missed, which I'll look into. But I think that's probably going to do it for our first Saturday morning stream, now that it is officially the afternoon. I appreciate everybody for coming out and hanging out with me this morning and helping me wake up for the day. I'm super tired and I definitely want to go take a nap, but I know I shouldn't because there's a lot of stuff that's got to get done today. But I appreciate you all for coming to hang out. Stanley stood for a long time in one spot. It's part of the game. He likes to see how long he can go without moving. So far, he's doing excellent. If he just stays right here, I'm sure he'll keep up that good momentum. Let's observe the genius at work. This game is very silly. And like I said, I really, really enjoyed it. Yeah, I would definitely play it again. And recently there was actually they re-released a deluxe edition of the game, like this month or last month. It's got more stuff to it. So maybe I'll buy that, and maybe I'll play the extended stuff on stream for you as well. So yeah, thank you everybody for coming out.